Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is an absolute privilege, brother of mine, to stand here. In the few short years that I have been privileged to be in this community, 90 days less than Norval. I wish he was still here. I kid him about how much older he is than I am. 90 days. We have seen this community do some extraordinary things. We have seen this community grow in some ways that the seeds of which were planted 30 and 40 years ago. We've seen this community come to some thresholds and be challenged with its own identity and who it is. And we've seen some brothers and sisters do some things to each other that none of us ever would sanction or expect. We've been challenged as a community. And at every crossroads, if you trace back the things that have strengthened this community, the values and the people carrying the water, among them always is Howard Jones. Now, Howard will call me every now and then and say, Rusty, let's think about doing something or other. I got this idea. Now, what that means is he's already thought it through. And he knows what he and I are going to do. And after about 3 of those, I finally learned to say, well, Howard, what are we going to do? And what we're going to do is find another way to do what this community and what its community college has always done, and that's partner. Partner in a new way. Partner in an old way, take an old way out and repolish it and turn it inside out. Partner in a way and apply for a small grant that gets leveraged, Howard, and leveraged again and leveraged again. Partner in a way that says Wilson has multiple facets and levels of things. And back to my theme, at every one of those levels, when you trace them back, are the values of this community and the people carrying the water, and first among them, Howard Jones. I've been privileged to be in meetings and on committees. Howard is softly spoken and often listened for. Near the end of a concept round or discussion, Howard will clear his throat and the room will get quiet. And we'll listen, and he'll connect those dots, and he'll talk about what he really is about service, and he'll talk about the love that he is, and he'll talk about the love that he has for this community. And he'll show us that mirror of his great heart, and he'll say, here in my reflection, y'all, is how this community can take this step forward and solve this particular problem. On a personal note, we've discovered a great and common abiding interest in some of the great hearts and geniuses of our time, including a young kid named Cassius Clay, including Thomas Jefferson, including other great ones among us. And we have found that every time we talk, we come back to the simple values. And I've discovered Howard's secret. He demonstrates it every day, and I share it with you because it is precious. It is a great thing to learn, know, and get from the tutelage of a master such as Howard. He does 2 things. He is consistent, and he is persistent. Howard will simply continue to work on connecting the dots. He will simply continue to say, let's call so-and-so. He will simply knock on your door because he understands at some level that putting one foot in front of the other in the name of service and in the name of the great love that he is, he teaches it, he shares it. He causes us to learn that. And I, for one, Howard, and this community am greatly enriched to have been your student. And I love you dearly.